So it turns out my theory about project management was completely correct, and Voxel 3 has been brought forward to January of 2008, which is very exciting because obviously FrameOS 2 is going out in February of 2008, which is only a couple of months away, which means it's not necessarily getting the beta that I was thinking it was going to get, but it's still getting a few months in beta, which is better than nothing. What I think we'll do is go ahead and start printing this. We're going to say a maximum of 250,000 copies, and that's hopefully going to be enough. Hopefully we can figure that out. I think now that it's in beta, we can start sending out some more press builds, and we can go ahead and start doing more press releases as well to try and get people interested in FrameOS 2. Looking into updates, we're doing all right. There's definitely more that could be going on in there, but that's fine. We'll not worry too much about it. And in here, Truman Banks is really letting the side down a little bit. Not really too sure why the effectiveness is dropping off. We might need to have a little bit of a... Oh, wait, I think I might know why. Is Truman Banks, by any chance, you're at home, but is this your first day back? Have you been getting educated this entire time? That might be it. We might have had Truman going to school for a little while, which is why the effectiveness of the Echo task would have, fallen off just a little bit. So we'll not worry too much about it. It should be fine. It should pick up once Truman gets back into the office, which I think is today, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. So it's picking up again. The updates thing is picking up again as well. So we're not going to worry too much about those things. But what I am going to worry about is the fact that we're going to be releasing a lot of things and that we need to stay on top of printing all of those things. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to go into build mode. And today we're going to start working on a warehouse. Now, what I'd like to do with this thing is have multiple levels for certain teams to actually work out here. So marketing could move out here, for example, and support could move out here. And so what I'm going to do to make that happen is try and get myself a decent little space. Now, I think the way we're going to look at doing this is with a space that is going to be 24 by 16. And the reason I want to do that is because we can divide that 24 up really nicely. 8 and 8 is 16, another 8 is 24. So basically, I can go in here and I can say that this, as long as that is 8, which it absolutely is, this is room for one team. And then over on this side, if we make sure this is nicely divided up, this is room for 2 other teams. So marketing 1, 2, and 3 could live in those spaces. They're not going to be on the ground floor though, because I don't really want them to be on the ground floor. But that's sort of the idea. What I would like to do in here is go through and I'm going to chop out a decent little bit of space at the front of these rooms because we need space in here for stairs and also for elevators. So the way I think we'll do this is get ourselves a really nice looking front of this building to start with, which in this case, I think we can go in and maybe cut away this little part. We can cut away this little part as well. And then I think those can be spaces for some nice glass doors. So there and there, meaning this is all going to be one room, which is going to be like a front sort of lobby thing. I'm also thinking I might cut out a little bit more of this just to get us something kind of interesting looking. So maybe cut this part out, maybe cut this part out, and maybe some pillars along this as well. I don't think we'll bother with pillars, but this way, at the very least, I can go through and say that we'll have a nice big glass window here, a nice big glass window here, and at the sides as well. And basically the front of this warehouse is going to be kind of modern looking, where the back of it is just going to be a warehouse. That's my thinking anyway. So I think we'll get a path connected to this pretty quickly. We'll just bring something over like that. I think that kind of works. In fact, I might even go so far as to have this slightly offset so it kind of sticks out on either side. I think that looks a little better. We might even want to go so far as going about that far with it, so everything is a little bit more symmetrical. Obviously from here to the door is going to need to be a path, and from here to that door is also going to need to be a path, but that gives us a nice connection, which means we can start working on some elevators and some stairs. So I think the way we'll do this is an elevator here In fact, I don't even know if we need a big elevator, but I think we'll go for the bigger elevator. And then what we'll go for is something like the right turn stairs, which is going to need another floor up here. So we'll do that nice and quickly. We'll get ourselves the right turn stairs and they can live, I'm going to say right about there. We'll go down to this side. We'll get the left turn stairs. They're going to live right about there. And that way you can just immediately head upstairs when you get in here. We'll probably do something in the middle for some other staircases, but I think that's okay. I think I like that. And I think what I'd like to do is even change these guys out to look a little bit more industrial. I think the metal stairs is pretty cool. I don't know what railing I want around it though. The glass I like. I think this is pretty metallic looking, so that's probably good. We are building a warehouse after all, so we want something that's going to look like it's in a warehouse, and this is good. I'm realizing though that doing it this way actually takes out a lot of the space at the back for all of those offices that I was talking about. We're going to have a pretty big kind of lobby space up here, and I don't know that I want that. So what I might do for these upper floors is actually go in and try to measure this out. So from here to here, so from the left side of this cutout to the right side of that one, so from there to there, maybe that middle office is a little bit bigger. Maybe that's what we go for. So basically, this is the size of one office. This is the size of the third office, and then the middle office has both of these parts. So the middle teams have a bit more room to play with, which I think is fair enough. I could even go so far as to... No, you know what? I think this is what we're going to go for. So let me go ahead and just copy all of this one more time. I didn't want to merge them. That's not what I was going for. I don't know why I did that. We'll move this up to here. And then what we can do is have all of that space, which is pretty good. We can grab ourselves the right turn stairs and they can live, maybe the left turn stairs would make more sense for this side so that they're all kind of nicely lined up. I think that's pretty good. And then down this way, we'll get the right turn stairs. So you can get upstairs that way. You have the elevators. That seems like the right way to go about this. And you know, I think for the roof of this place, I'm going to give it a little bit of an overhang here. Not that it necessarily needs it, but I think it just looks kind of neat. I think it's a little bit interesting. I could do some pillars. I definitely could. I don't know that I want to though. I just don't think there's any need for pillars. I'm also thinking that I might actually go in and chop out a little bit of this, turn that into a space for this hallway, and then put something like these stairs. Well, no, if I do this, I still technically need an elevator for this. So maybe we don't do that, because we do need air conditioning in this building. We do need cooling in this building. So maybe this entire lobby space actually gets copied up to the top again. So all this goes up to here, and that seems fine. This whole space could then be used for basically cooling and for air conditioning. So maybe that's what we do. We'll have those lobby spaces on the sides. That'll be totally fine, but we'll merge this into one. And then we'll just chop out this middle part. And this is maybe where things like air conditioning and cooling can go, as well as a Nerdrasoft sign, because I think that would be pretty good as well. So what I'd like to do is just get this little thing here, because I do like that. I think I like that separation. In fact, I think what I'd really like to do is just have that entire thing sort of extending over the sides of the building like that. And then we'll go in, we'll sort of freeform another one that comes around the front like so. And I think that's all right. The warehouse at the back isn't going to have that, and the warehouse at the back isn't going to be this tall, but this way, at the very least, we have got room for air conditioning and for cooling, which is good. And of course, like I said, we have room to go in and place a big old Nerdrasoft. Where did that go? Oh, no, that's not where I wanted it. I want it on this side. Nope, I want it on the outside, but apparently it doesn't want to go there. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking for the office space. We have the sign up here, we have the logo on the sides, and I've got some lights up here as well, so it all looks really cool at nighttime, which I happen to love. We do need some doors on the sides where the sign happens to be, so that people can get through to fix those lights if and when they break, but that should be completely doable. I've also gone through and changed the stairs a little bit so that they kind of fit better, and I've changed this lower floor so we have a corridor that's going to go through to where the warehouse itself is going to be. And the warehouse, by the way, it's going to be simple. It is just going to be a big ol' space is what it's going to be. But for now, I'm just going to build this, and I'm going to slap a door on the end of that corridor, because what I'd like to do is get some roads. Specifically, I want to get some parking so that we can get some couriers in here. And the way I'm thinking we're going to try and do this is, let's see, I think about that far. That's probably more than enough space for this warehouse, but we're going to give it a shot. We're going to do some parking there as well. And then I want to bring a road straight through there. And this is going to be exclusively for couriers. We can go in here and select these parking lots and say that these are going to be limited to deliveries, I want to say. At least I think it's deliveries. I think that's couriers. If not, then it will just be staff. But we're going to say deliveries on this. And then what I can do is go in. I can bring this out a little bit. This warehouse really doesn't need to be this huge necessarily. So we're going to go to about there, and that'll be totally fine. And what I'd like to do is have it be 2 stories. I think that'd be kind of neat. I think that's a pretty good idea for the warehouse. I'm also thinking that what I'd like to do is actually have this be a whole atrium. So it's one big room. I think that makes the most sense. And then what we'll do is maybe have a way to walk around the entire thing. I don't know if I want to necessarily do this. I don't know if this is necessarily a good idea, but that basically is going to be like a little balcony space. We could do something similar on the other side, and we could do something similar on this side as well. And I don't know if it's going to let me merge all of this together into a single room. It absolutely does, which is incredible. So we'll go down to this corner. We'll get ourselves some stairs. We'll do the same thing over on this side as well. And then in these corners, we can do exactly the same thing. So you'll have stairs that can get you up onto that balcony. There's zero reason for that balcony to exist other than the fact I think it's going to look kind of cool to sort of have that going around the entire place. So that's why I'm doing it. I just think it's going to look really cool. All right, so I think this looks pretty decent for the warehouse. I do think the roof should maybe look a little different, and I'm pretty sure we can go in and come up with something for what the roof could be, which I think this is pretty good. Colors wise, I want the fence to be quite dark. I want the floor to be kind of dark as well. It is just a kind of dark, miserable looking building. It is a warehouse. After all, I would put sort of a peaked roof on it, but I can't really do that because technically this is a separate, it's a bunch of different rooms, and you can't really have a roof on multiple rooms because you assign a roof to a room. It's a whole thing, and we just can't do it with the balcony. And I know the balcony is not important, but it looks cool, man. It seems like a cool way to get in and out of this place, and I'm excited for people to kind of use it to maybe get to their offices. Now, in saying that, we need more parking. And that's something I would like to deal with because we are going to have people working out here after all. That's the whole point of those offices. So I think what we'll do is start by getting rid of this path just because I don't really need it. And I'm going to say that we're going to build a road up like this. And I'm going to bring a road sort of down, maybe something like this actually, and we'll get rid of that one. So this road is going to be for both the couriers and for the parking. And then the parking is just going to be this. And that's probably going to be enough. At least I would hope that's going to be enough for everybody that's working out here. We'll get some paths going between all of this because that seems like a great idea. We'll do the same sort of out here. Maybe that can be brought in one just to sort of have it match with what we've got going on the other side. And I think up here we'll do the same thing. This one's never going to get used, but it'll look kind of cool to have these paths around at the very least. And if I want to, I can do some detailing with them, which, I mean, I don't really want to do that, but I could if I did. I think we'll keep that one away. But that should be good. That's parking for all the employees. That's parking for the couriers. And we also have the garage ports here for all the stuff to come out. So basically, we just need to put some printers in here and away we go for the product printing. And eventually, we probably can fit some hardware manufacturing in here as well. This space is big enough. And if needs be, I can get rid of this balcony and I can turn this into another manufacturing floor so that we can just drop the products down a chute and everything should be okay. Chute is a really fun, chute as in like a product, like a conveyor chute is a fun word. So I don't know why that's just stuck out at me, but chute is just the way I'm putting a lot of emphasis on the T and I'm really enjoying it. Anyway, we need to we need to figure out what all this space is going to be. I was thinking that we keep it relatively simple. This area over here, I'm kind of thinking we'll do like a kitchen and then a canteen. And then over here, maybe a meeting room for these guys. And then the rest of this, I mean, it's only 6 offices, but that's enough for meeting the marketing teams. And then upstairs, oh wait, no, we're not doing anything up here. So yeah, we can have marketing across these 3 offices and then maybe porting support 1 and support 2 so that those guys all move out of the main building into here. But first things first, let's figure out what this space is going to look like in terms of having a little kitchen in here. So I think we'll do something like this. We'll keep it relatively simple. That seems kind of nice. We'll do an archway because that's kind of fun, right? A fun little archway for the kitchen. We'll do some privacy glass there. I don't think we need it, but it lets a little bit of light through, which is totally fine. And then very simply, we'll go to kitchen. We'll get ourselves some stoves, which can go here, here, and here. We'll get ourselves some fridges, which can go here and here. Do I want to do a conveyor belt for this? It is a warehouse. It is a production warehouse. So you know what? I think conveyor belts are fun. I think we're going to do some conveyor belts. We don't need them, but we're going to do them because that's where I'm at with this. We're doing the conveyor belts. So a food packer is going to need to go there. And then I need to go into, distribution and get myself one of these guys. So it goes that way. And then can I just do multiple food dispensers? Like, they do just link together. Oh my God. Okay. I'm all right with that. And then my thinking is that maybe if we decide that this is going to be our central kitchen one day, I can have like a series of underground tunnels that link all the buildings together. So eventually we could have the food drop down. But this seems good. This seems like a really good way to do things. It's totally unnecessary, but I kind of love it. I'm also thinking these windows can maybe go away because it's a little bit unnecessary. We could maybe do a little private window there to let some light through. That seems fine. They're gonna have some ceiling lights, so it's not the end of the world. But that's gonna be our kitchen. This is gonna be our, let's see, limit room usage to canteen. That should be totally fine. And we're gonna say that this is gonna be added to a group, which is gonna be warehouse. We'll just say warehouse. So the chefs will get assigned to the warehouse. We'll assign some cleaners out here. We'll do all that good stuff, and that'll be fine. This as a meeting room, though, I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm kind of thinking that it could be 2 meeting rooms. I don't know if that's going to be good for the company, but I think I'm going to do it. I think we'll split this up into 2 meeting rooms, and we'll just sort of allow that to be a thing. So we'll go like, I mean, one of them's going to be bigger than the other, but honestly, that's fine. We'll get rid of you, and we'll say there's a door there and a door there. And yeah, I'm sort of okay with this. This meeting room can maybe have some little private windows alongside here just to let some light through. We'll do some private windows kind of here as well to let some light through. And that seems good. Maybe a couple of those on this side as well. Again, just to sort of let a little bit of light through the building. I like that. Okay, let's figure out what these meeting rooms are going to look like. We're going to go really, really simple with it. It's really not going to be all that complicated. I think I'd like to go for some white desks on this one. Just a big old stretch of them there. And then in this room, we're going to go for a slightly shorter desk initially so that I can get some round parts down at the ends, which I think is kind of a good idea. So that's going to be our 2 meeting rooms. I'm not going to be assigning these exclusively to the people that work in this building. So we can have multiple teams from all across the company coming in here and using these meeting rooms. Honestly, I think that's good. If it boosts team compatibility or efficiency or whatever it does, I think it's worth it, even if it is a bit of a trek for them to get over here. And honestly, if that becomes a problem, we'll just limit it. It's not the end of the world. We can experiment. We have the money. We have the technology. It'll be fine. So I think we'll keep this relatively simple. We've got the logo, we've got the words, we've got the TVs, we've got some heating in here as well, and some lighting. Same with over here. We're going to keep it relatively simple. I'm not really all that interested in going nuts with all of the different bits of detailing we could do in here, because I just don't really think it's necessary right now. We will probably come through and do a pass eventually that adds in some plants and all that good stuff, but I just don't really think there's much of a need for it at the moment. We'll get some heating into these corridors though, because that is definitely going to be necessary. And I want to select all of these and see if I can copy and paste them up onto to this floor as well. And looking at it, we absolutely can do that. We'll just rotate it around and put them sort of in those window spaces, because that'll keep those nicely out of the way. And so that gives us heating and cooling in all of our corridors, which is perfect. We have that in the canteen, the kitchen, and the meeting rooms as well. I've also started going through and putting in some sprinklers, because I really don't want to have to deal with that again. Really not looking forward to having to put all the fire coverage stuff into the building, but I'm trying my best to get it out of the way pretty much immediately, rather than, you know, getting a fine from the fire inspector and being told that I kind of messed things up a little bit. So we'll go around and do as many of these as I can manage to do. Thankfully, when it comes to the offices themselves, it's going to be a lot of copying and pasting. I'm really not going to be making these offices unique. I don't think they need to be. It's going to be a lot of copying and pasting. So basically, I'm going to build, well, I'll probably build 3 of them, then copy those up, because I'm probably going to mirror the ones on the sides, and then the one in the middle is going to be just sort of symmetrical in itself. So we should probably have a look at how many people are in the teams that I'm thinking of moving out here. So if we look at the marketing teams, it's 12 people per team. The boarding teams are 14, of which there are 2, and I forgot about that. That's a little bit unfortunate. Okay. The leaders are also not going to have their own offices anymore, which might be a little unfortunate. Maybe we move accounting, legal. Well, legal is going to be, they're going to be sharing an office, I think, because they're, you know, day shift, night shift. I think that's fine. We could move, no, these guys are too big in their teams. We could move antivirus out here. The game devs kind of have to stay where they are. I really want it to be service guys that are coming out though. So I think we do marketing 1, 2, 3. I think we do boarding 1 and 2. And then what would be a third team to bring out here? Maybe accounting. They are starting to fall behind a little bit, so we could probably afford to give them slightly more space. That doesn't seem like a bad idea. And then all those teams are going to be brought up to have the same amount of people. So marketing will get 2 more employees, and then porting will be 14. And then I guess whatever one accounting gets a bunch more employees as well. So basically we need 14 desks per room. If we can do that and then get more, that's not the worst thing in the world. So let's, I guess, start as we mean to go on. We'll get some desks, and I think we'll go for, where's the office section? That's what I'm looking for. I think we'll go for the adjustable desks again, and I think we'll go for white on these guys. And we're just going to start in this corner. And I think what I'm going to do is try and mirror this. Like I said, we're going to just go, oh, we're going to get so many people in here. Yeah, we're going to get so many people in here. I might actually be able to do, I think I'm going to go lazy with it. I think we're going to stack it like this, and we're really just going to cram these guys in. And this is making me think that we probably don't need to put accounting out here. This might be a bit much for accounting now that I think about it. I don't know. We'll see what we do, because I'm getting an idea that this corner could maybe be a tiny little office for a team leader. I don't know that they're going to love it, but it's maybe not the worst idea in the world to do something like that. And then this space is unfortunately slightly trickier to tile, because if I tile it the way I just did, I think my phone just made a noise. Have I really, again, I forgot to put it on silent. I keep doing this. Have I, what can I do with this space then? Because this worked really nicely. This, on the other hand, slightly trickier. Do I maybe want to turn these around? Or maybe, no, I'm actually not 100% sure what to do with this one, which is frustrating. I'm also not sure we're going to get an office in here. So you know what? We're not going to bother with a team leader office in this one either. Let me just double check how many desks. That's 15. That's actually good. So we needed 14. We get 15. That's all right. We just need to, yeah, figure out this space. And I think I've just figured it out. Let's do this the entire way down here. And we're just going to do some desks in the middle as well. And that gives us 16 in there. That is totally fine. I can work with that. We're going to need some chairs, which I probably should have put in here before all the desks, but that's all right. And so I think this is what we're looking for when it comes to these offices. And I've realized that if we do put marketing in these spaces, which is what I want to do, we'll go ahead and say marketing 1 on the left. We'll turn on labels as well so we can see what we're doing. We're going to want marketing number 2 in the middle, and then marketing number 3 over on the right. First off, we can change out the carpets for the team colors, which I think is fair enough. But secondly, and more importantly, we can go in and get some things that are going to make our service teams a little bit better. So phones, for example, are going to be relatively important for all of my marketers. So all of the marketing desks can now have some phones, which will improve the ability for the marketers to market things. That's what I'm getting at, basically. So we'll go and get these into each of these spaces. And it's going to be kind of similar, I think, if we move the support guys in here. So if we put the support teams upstairs, we can give them, what do they want for, it's a service, right? I think support is service. So it might be phones for that. That might be what we're looking for. If we did put the porting guys in here, we could give them some calculators to make programming a little bit better, which might not be a terrible idea. But I think this is a decent little start. And so I suppose what we can do is go over to the main building and have a look and see where my marketing teams are. So they're in the orange building right now. It's a bit of a shame to kind of lose the marketing guys from these spaces, but I think it's for the best. I think this is the right thing to do. So switch teams to none, and then limit room usage to anyone, basically. So the marketers have been shifted out. Did they have phones in here? They didn't. So this is a bit of an improvement. It is shifting them over to a different building, but that's totally fine. And I suppose what we can also do is if we can manage to keep this place working kind of on the day shift, then we only need to have people in here during the day shift. We will want some security, but that's something we can deal with. Let's go in and have a look at our staff. So let's figure this out, I guess. We're sorting by type at the moment. Can I sort by nothing? I guess not. It doesn't really matter what we're sorting by, to be completely honest. We'll hire some cleaning is what we'll do. In fact, maybe we just take some of the cleaning that we have. We'll grab you 3 and assign you to the warehouse. So you'll keep that nice and clean. And then we'll go ahead and hire, we don't have any cooks that are going to be assigned to this. So let's hire, I want to say 2 of them for now. We'll maybe say 4 of them for now. We'll have some come in the morning. We'll have 2 come in at, let's say 12 p.m. That should be all right. And you are all, I got the wrong ones, but that's fine. You are all going to the warehouse as well. So that's cleaning and that's cooking for the warehouse, which is great. We don't need to worry about couriers. We are going to want to worry about IT support. So you guys are going to come in. We'll have one of you come in there. We'll have one of you come in at 12 p.m. and we'll get one more, I think, to come in at, we'll say 4 p.m., which is just before everybody leaves. And you guys are being assigned to the warehouse as well. We want to do the same thing with maintenance. I'm going to say we probably only need a couple of those though. So we'll go and get you guys to come in the morning. I want to say that's probably fine. Schedule is whatever, assign rooms to warehouse. And then we need security. And this is the fun part is figuring out security. So we have a bunch of security guys that are assigned to anywhere. I think what I'd like to do is have 2 morning security guards assigned to the warehouse. In fact, I kind of need 4, don't I? Because we have 2 doors at the back as well. So let's try that. We'll assign you guys to the warehouse. We will get some in the, oh man, I really probably don't want to do this now that I think about it. Let's just allow you to go anywhere. We're just going to hire more security is what we're going to do. So we're going to grab let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. We'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And we'll get, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. If we go down to the bottom, we should have 4 at 8 a.m. 4 at, yep, that's absolutely perfect. So you guys are all being assigned to the warehouse. That's all the new security. And that should be everything we need. I also think I did put lights into all of these spaces, so we should see that work out. And then we have this space up here with which I don't know what to do. So let's figure some things out. This room has 15 desks. This room has 15 desks. This room has, that's not what I'm looking for. This room has 16 desks. So marketing 1 and 3 can have up to 15 employees now. They currently have 12. So 11 of those are marketers. If we go into HR management, we want to bring this up to 14, which is absolutely perfect. So that gives us a few more marketers on marketing 1 and on marketing 3, which is perfect. So that's going to make those guys a little bit better. And then marketing 2 is up to 15 because they have the slightly bigger room, which means that those teams should expand a little bit. And it means that we should have, like I said, slightly more efficient marketing. That doesn't answer the question of what exactly I want to do with these upper spaces. I really don't know who to move out here. I do. You know what? Let's look at the orange building real quick. Who is still in here? So porting 2 and updates are in the orange building. So that has me thinking that porting 1, porting 2, and updates can move out to the warehouse. That way we free up the orange building entirely for more development. And that seems good. So this is going to be, let's see, this will be updates is what we'll do. So the updates team can go in here. We can say that porting 1 can go on the left, and we can say that porting number 2 can go on the right. They both have 14 employees, which is fine. That is, that's absolutely perfect. So this is 15 desks. They can both have 1 more. The updates team has 14 employees, so they can have 2 more. That's actually perfect. That's so good. So let's bring this to, wait, can these guys can have, they can have 2 more. So they can have 15 programmers. That's fine. Porting is going to be 14 programmers, and then porting 1 is also going to be 14 programmers. So that just expands those teams a little bit. And again, we'll change out the colors of the carpets in just a second. What I'd like to do is go to these spaces and select all of them. I want to go to porting 1, and I want to select that space as well. So those have all been selected. We now want to switch teams to none, and we want to switch room usage to anyone. And that clears them out. The orange building now has a canteen and a lounge, and that's about it. That's space freed up for more development teams, which is amazing. And I guess before we let these guys come in the morning, we want to change out all of the carpets and probably the chairs to match the team colors. So when it comes to marketing, we have orange, we have pink, and we have this like minty green color. So marketing 1 on the left is going to be the orange team. And everybody else gets their team colors as well, which is absolutely fantastic. The porting guys are already in here working. Well, they're not working, but they're at work, which is good. We have some security downstairs as well, which is perfect. We have these guys all coming through as well. And this frees up a whole bunch of space, which is absolutely fantastic. Quite a few of them parking down here, which is totally fine. A few of them parking up that way, which is also totally fine. None of them going through the warehouse, which is a bit weird. But that's not necessarily the end of the world. It probably doesn't make too much sense for them to go through the warehouse, so we're not going to stress about that too much. But what I would like to do is come into this space. I want to go to distribution, and I want to get some large product printers, and I want to get some conveyor belts. And I think the way I'm going to do this, just for now, is maybe the lazy way. I think the lazy way is probably the best way for this. So we're going to get some pallets, and I'm going to put them in here. We'll say 5 of them there. We'll say 5 of them along here as well. And I'm just going to copy these because it's a little bit quicker to do this and do this. We can get some conveyor belts, which can run down here. And then the product printers, we don't need that many of them, to be quite honest. So we'll do something like this. I want to grab these conveyor belts as much as I possibly can. So grab all of you guys. We're going to go ahead and duplicate that and put them here, here, and here. And then for the printers, that's a component assembler. The printers are going to go, I realize I missed some of the conveyor belts, 1, 2, and 3. The printers are basically going to go like this. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 4 in here as well. We can do 4 up this way, and we can do 4 down here as well. And that's just going to feed all those products down onto these pallets. But to do that, we want a drop-off point first on each of these, so something like this. And then we want to get some pickup points after them, so that when a pallet fills up, if there's space down here, we can go ahead and pick everything up again, which is absolutely perfect. So we'll copy this onto this set of things as well. And then we can't copy it around because it's the mirror image. We want to do a drop off there. We want to do a pickup here, and we'll go ahead and grab these guys and just, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's try that again. Let's rotate it around the entire way down here and the entire way down here as well. And that's basically going to be our warehouse for now. That will change. That's not going to be staying like that because eventually the idea is we will have more stuff in here, but this should be enough for the time being. This should be more than enough for the time being. We also have some couriers hanging out, which is great news. So in theory, if we have any products that need printing, they should start to get printed in this space. It just doesn't seem like we have any products that desperately need printing. But what I'm curious about is our capacity. We can now do 528 boxes per month. We have a capacity of 1 million copies of something per month, which is great. We also have to market Frame OS, so let's keep that going. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into deals, and we're going to take this hosting one because of course we are. But I want to look at some of these printing jobs. May 2008, they want 500,000 copies. I'm going to accept it because it should mean that we start printing things in here, which we absolutely are. And now my couriers should be able to pick those up, which is great. Obviously, the couriers are being split between buildings. So I think the best thing to do, to be completely honest, is select everything in this room and delete it. And I think we're going to do the same thing with all of the printing rooms in these main buildings because we don't need to be doing printing in here anymore. So that has pretty much cleared it out. That's good. That gives us some rooms to play with as well, which I'm very excited about. And then all of my printing is now over here, meaning all of my couriers will be parking in these spaces, picking up the boxes, and, you know, they'll be on their way. We can now only do 768,000 copies per month, though. So to fix that, we have a very simple solution. We copy this. We'll do 1 and 2, 3 and 4. We'll grab these guys and do 1, 2, 3, 4. That now gives me a nice little healthy capacity of 1.1 million copies of anything per month. So I can start taking more deals. These guys want 74,000 by May. Absolutely. We can do that. These guys want 500,000 by May. We can do that, which is good. So this is going to help us make a little bit of extra money. It's not a whole lot, but it is going to keep my couriers busy. It is going to give my warehouse a little bit of purpose, which I'm very excited about. And all in all, this just frees up space for us to do more things. And I'm very, very excited about that. Let me follow these burglars and see what they're trying to do. Are we going to be all right is the question. Oh yeah, security's chasing them off. That's good. I swear, if we ever lose those awards again, there will be war. All right. There will be war. That is the only way I can put it. There will 100% be a war in Software Inc. if we happen to lose stuff again. Now let's see. All these guys are parking up here, which is great. We have a bunch of them parking down here again, which is great. A bunch of them coming through to do their thing, which is also great. Let's go ahead and send out a press build of Frame OS 2. Let's get marketing 1 don't seem to be doing anything right now. So let's give them this marketing task just to stay on top of that. And, you know, give them something to do, which I think is relatively important. They definitely need reason to be here, which is fine. The canteen seems to be doing quite well. I'm pretty sure some of the employees, some of the employees are walking back and forth. That might actually be a problem. That might genuinely become an issue if they have to keep walking back and forth for a canteen. But you know what? I like it, man. I do. What is this complaint about? I didn't build toilets. Oh my God. I knew it. I knew I would forget something. Oh my God. I knew it. Oh, how do I keep doing this? Okay. Okay. I guarantee. Oh man. Answers in the comments. How many of you were screaming at your monitor watching, or your screen, watching me build yet another thing in Software Inc. without toilets? I hate that I keep doing this. I really do. It's not on purpose, I swear. Let me do this, and let me do this, and let me do the same over on this side, because what I can do is I can chop out those little spaces and we'll turn those into some bathrooms. They're a little bit out of the way, but you know what? It's better than nothing. They want toilets. This is the toilets that they're getting. So let's do a standard door in the middle, and that'll be fine. I can't believe I did this again. Oh, I hate that I keep doing it. All right. Let me get the materials across first. Let me get the interior to be this. Let me get the floor to be this and apply it. That seems fine. That's okay. We'll go into furnish. We'll go to bathroom. We'll get ourselves a toilet, which can live, I'm going to say, there. I know it breaks the golden rule of not putting a toilet directly in front of the door, but you know what? I don't care. We'll do a nice light there. And you know, I think I want a window. I do. I think I want a small private window, which apparently I can't do. It's deeply unfortunate and deeply upsetting. Huh. Okay. Let's move the sink around, and then can I put the private window on the back wall? I absolutely can. Okay. So now I've done that. I can copy it, and I can do this and this. And that gives us some bathrooms in here, which is good. That's what we're looking for. I can then go in, and I guess I can just expand this little extension over over those rooms, which is yeah, that's fine. That's not terrible looking. It's a bit weird, but it works. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. Oh, they're lining up something fierce as well. I can't believe I forgot to do it again, man. I really can't. I'll tell you what we do need though. We need some couches. We want some nice dark couches, and I want to put them in these window areas here, just to fill up those spaces a little bit, because we do have staff that want to wait around here, so we might as well make sure that they have somewhere to sit, even if it is just the same couch all the way up and down the building. That'll give them somewhere to sit and chill and relax and all that good stuff, which is probably fair enough. We're also on the verge of releasing FrameOS 2. We're very, very close to doing that, which is very, very exciting. My cooks are not happy. We have employees complaining about other offices. Interesting. Or employees complaining about other teams occupying the offices. That's fine. Employees complaining about toilets. They'll figure that out. I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll they'll manage. Voxel 3 has gone out the door though. It is great. Oh, that's, ooh, okay. So Voxel 2 was outstanding and inspiring. It did 67 million. This one's only great and inspiring. Why is that the case? Do we want to give them a little bit more development time? Maybe up to like 170%? That's a little bit worrying. I'm going to be honest. That's a little bit concerning. But I mean, Voxel 4 is aiming for August of 2010, so that's probably going to be early 2010, late 2009. Huh. I don't love that. I don't. They are thankfully immediately supporting it and marketing it. They're not updating it right away though, which is not exactly ideal. So I do wonder if maybe we do actually want to say that they don't update this stuff. Maybe we should give this to the update team, and the update team can have, instead of the 3 months that I've been talking about, they can have just the one that we gave to the Echo team. Because the 1 month update cycle, from what I gather, it doesn't mean they're updating it monthly. It basically means they will keep updating it. So as soon as they are done with an update, they will do another one. They're not waiting 3 months to start the next one. So that might be what we want to do. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm also really worried that Truman Banks is really, really struggling with that project. I want to make sure that I haven't got them assigned to anything else. I'm pretty sure I don't. No, I definitely don't. So not really sure what's going on with Truman Banks. We'll have a little bit of a look and see what your details are. You feel stuck here. Okay. So you want some good benefits, I guess, is what you're looking for. That's okay. All right, we probably should have a look at employee benefits, huh? That's something to consider to make them a little bit happier. The pension is we can afford a bit more. I think we can afford 50 is what we can do. So we'll apply that. 50 per month is fine. We'll do 75,000 on someone's death. We'll do 100,000 in hospitalization. We're not doing a minimum raise. We'll do 100% severance pay. That seems fine. They're only getting one vacation month. That's all they are getting. And, you know, I think we will start investing in company cars. We're not going to go for the super expensive one, but I'm okay with this. The color for the car is going to be slightly tricky because I usually go for whatever my channel color is at the moment, which I think is roughly that. I think it's slightly pinker, but we'll go for about there. I know that's not the hex code for it, but that's fine. That should be totally fine. Do we have anyone showing up in the car? We absolutely do. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, let's get this FrameOS press release out the door. I'm not thrilled about Voxel not being all that good, but I will say I am thrilled about my little warehouse. I do like that a lot. It's so simple, but it is a good little building. It's out of the way, away from the main building. It's pretty good. I knew this was going to happen. What's the problem? We have this office is missing. What is it missing? Oh, it's missing a sprinkler. Okay, we can fix that. That should be nice and easy. We'll go ahead and put a sprinkler there. And then the rest of it, I'm assuming, is the warehouse bill. Oh yeah, the warehouse itself is is a bit of a problem. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. We'll go ahead and put this in here. And then the warehouse itself, yeah, we're going to want to do something about that. Let's put a fire alarm there, and we'll put a fire alarm over on that side as well. And that should be everything. We can go ahead and turn off the fire inspection overlay. And hopefully in doing that, what am I looking? There we go. Hopefully everyone's going to stop complaining about, yeah, no one's complaining about the toilet, which is good. We've got these guys, their new offices. We freed up some main development space, which I'm very excited about. It means that we can go ahead and get more game devs. It means we can start working on office software. And I mean, we're working on a lot of things. We also have FrameOS 2 going out today, which I'm so nervous about. I'm not going to lie. I also totally forgot to start researching Systems 2008. Let's get working on that. These guys, Q1 2010, we can get there before they do. 85 million in 2005, not bad. Let's start working on Systems 2008. Top priority for those guys. And you know what? FrameOS 2 is not getting... It's not going to get any work done on it right now. We're just going to go ahead and make sure that we're printing it, which we are. We're going to release it, and we're going to see what happens. It is great quality, knocked it out of the park, ambitious, isn't that buggy? It's a step down for the IP. Not completely sure you've heard about Nerdress before. That's fine. 5.5 million copies. We'll do 2.5 million just because that's more reasonable. Marketing is going to be marketing 1 because they're not really doing anything right now. So let's have a look at marketing 1. And the budget is going to be $60,000 for FrameOS 2. And that'll hopefully be good. Marketing is sparse for it right now, which is slightly concerning. It is outstanding and inspiring, though, which is good. I think we probably also want to go ahead and just get this thing updated as quickly as we possibly can. So we're going to hand this to absolutely everybody, I think. Do I want to give it to everybody? I think I do. 2D editor, 3D editor, antivirus, audio, game devs, and sure. I'm pretty sure it's not effective to do this, but I'm just going to give it to everybody to give it the best chance possible of being updated in time, which is the goal. Now, in theory, everything else that I have should get ported to FrameOS 2 relatively quickly because we have got a lot of management tasks going. So hopefully Echo, for example, will eventually get ported to that new operating system. in theory. That's the theory, and that's the hope. We will see if it works out. Stabby Face 2, I feel like we can stop marketing that. It's not really doing amazingly. And yeah, support 2 can keep working on supporting FrameOS 2. In fact, we probably want to clean up some of this. Let's see, Pixel 3, Voxel. There's actually still a lot of active users and a lot of things here. So you know what? We're not going to clean any of this up. It's a very messy right side of the screen right now, but it means we're busy. It means we're potentially successful. It means we're all right. These guys want 100,000 by November. Sure, we can do that for them. Shouldn't be any problem whatsoever. I'm really hoping that this oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. I'm really hoping we get this done. We've got everybody coming in here and working on this update. I'm not 100% sure that it's going to be done today, but there's a chance, right? There's definitely a chance. It's definitely not going to be today, but that's all right. We've got Echo in April. We've got Pixel in October. Oh, it's a busy year. It's a busy year for Nerdrosoft. Let's see how we're doing in terms of releases. January, Voxel 3, 800,000. It's kind of also a flop. That's not good. That's really not good. We kind of need FrameOS to make us some money. Marketing managed to market it. 60,000 has been spent. Are we going to be looking at millions, or is it a flop as well? We're looking at 4.3 million. Okay. That is actually pretty solid. That's what we're looking for. That's really good, actually. I'm really happy about that. I am going to look at porting some things, though. I want to give my porting teams some manual tasks here, because I want to make sure. Obviously, we have got some porting tasks going on with some of these IPs, but I want to make sure that we are getting everything we have on a FrameOS 2. Even Voxel 2, it's the old one. I don't care. Everything that we can put onto FrameOS 2, we are putting onto FrameOS 2. Even Nerdrosoft, like Echo 3 isn't on FrameOS, the original, right now. So that kind of needs to happen. Sergeant Stabby Face, same thing. We're going to put it on FrameOS number 2. Space Command Origins, same thing. FrameOS 2. And yeah, we're not going to bother with the rest of them, because that's a lot of work for these teams right now. But I'm hoping they can figure it out. And I'm hoping that the FrameOS update, I mean, it's 85% of the way there. There will be some bugs, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. We can fix those as we go along. These porting jobs, oh boy. Yeah, they're all kind of coming along. Let's make this one a top priority for now, just to get it out of the way. Nexus 3 is ready to develop as well, which is fine. Good timing, actually. The OS team just got done with FrameOS. They are still working on the update, but that's fine, which is actually done. So we'll send that out as well. And that's a good point. We just did 4.3 million without updating it. So I'm kind of okay with that. A couple more retirees as well. A little bit more money for them. Not bad. We have a few more deals down here as well. A bunch of print jobs. 6 million by December. Ooh, we could probably do that. I'm pretty sure we could do that. I'm going to take all of these ones though, because we can do all of those. I don't know that we can necessarily do the 6 million, but I'm going to take it and just take a chance on that. We can give it a bit more priority if we really want to. Like this one can be kind of less priority. This can be a bit less of a priority. Same with you. Same with you. This is now doing 500,000 per month. I'm sure we'll figure this out, right? I'm pretty sure we'll figure this out. This one especially really doesn't need to be printing all that many at all. So we'll bring that down a little bit as well. And we'll just see what happens. If needs be, I'll figure it out. I'll buy more printers if I absolutely need to. This patent is good to go though, which is great. So we now own the patent for 2007 systems. So that's going to be even more money. And if we look at our money, we're still doing, well, we're doing very little in terms of royalties right now, but you know what? That's fine. It'll pick up again, I'm sure. The project management team Echo just released the audio tool Nerdrosoft Echo 4. It is outstanding and visionary. It has unavoidable marketing, which is amazing. Let me have a very quick look at how it's doing. So I don't think it has any units in stock right now, which is going to be a problem. I'm not going to worry about porting it. either. Well, actually, I think I will, because we want to get that in FrameOS 2 as quickly as we possibly can. So we'll go ahead and port that we'll make it a bit of a priority. That's fine. Let's order some copies. We'll do 140,000. We will also start printing. We'll do a unlimited thing, but we'll do a limit of 100,000 just because that seems like it makes sense. And yeah, I want to say that's fine. We could probably go ahead and what is this filter for? Highlights. Oh, okay. Can I maybe cancel some of these? So Space Command 3, we don't really need to be printing that anymore. So if I just make that like a zero priority kind of thing. Same with Reverb 3 and Booster Pack. I mean, we're not printing any of these, but I'm just going to bring these all down because basically none of these are being printed right now. So these can all, I want to say it's probably fair enough. In fact, I can just cancel them. So let's go and cancel up to Pixel 4. We don't want to cancel. Some of these are being managed. Reverb 3, for example, there's a few in stock. I think the booster packs we can cancel. I think the Origin pack we can probably cancel. We can probably cancel Space Command Origins and Sergeant Stabby Face. They're most likely not going to be selling all that much more. They are selling, but not that much. This seems fine. This can probably come way down in terms of priority, just to about there. This can probably come way down in terms of priority to about there. This can come way down in terms of priority to about there. And that now means that Oracle Stop 2, we should be able to print enough copies of that, assuming my couriers do fine. So Nerdosoft Echo 4 it's outstanding. It's visionary. That should sell, which is what we want. FrameOS 2 has broken even, which is great news. The original did 12 million. This one is on track to do quite a bit more than that, which is what we want. I'm happy about this. We also have Plumb Bob, Space Command 4, and Private Stabby Face all pretty much ready to go into development, which is great news. They canceled their deal. That's unfortunate. How much money did we do? 19 million. Don't mind if I do. 4 million in FrameOS 2, and Echo 4 just did $9.4 million. So that's good. That's money. that's good. That's what we want. It's absolutely perfect. Hopefully FrameOS 2 picks up a little bit with these porting tasks going on. Not 100% sure how the buses are continuing to fill up. I think we might have a lot of people that just like to use the buses because I did expand the multi-story stuff a little bit. So hopefully that gets figured out. And we also have another deal. Let's go ahead and take that. A little bit of extra money from the deals never hurt anybody. Let's see, 491,000 from deals last month. That's not bad at all. Oh, we've been nominated for more awards. Let's have a look. Best Employer. That's a new one. Oh, not bad. Best Product as well. It's me. It's me with Echo, which means Best Designer has got to be me again. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Oh, we just got 3 golden awards. Amazing. You know what would be even more amazing? If I had more awards in this room and they hadn't been stolen, but you know what? We'll take the win when we can get it. This room should be full by now, but alas, it isn't. It's also slightly disappointing that there's 1 bronze award in the middle of all of this. It's also slightly depressing that we have to have a security guard stood outside that room. But you know what? It's fine. Totally fine. You know what I did see? Actually, I saw it in the comments of one of the previous episodes. I saw mention of market recognition, or business reputation, I should say. So business reputation is your reputation in the software industry. Each star affects the quality of employee applicants, contracts, and deals, and how many subsidiaries you can own. So basically, if I take contracts or I do printing and hosting, my business reputation will increase. This up here is my market recognition. I'm very much known in the RTS gaming space. I'm not known quite as much in the computer operating space, but it's improving. So I want my business reputation to be better, which annoyingly means we actually need to go back and do contract work, which is perhaps a little bit weird, but we can basically go through here and do some really quick contract work. We have enough people to make this work. I'm not going to do it right now because it is the end of June and we don't really want to We don't want to start it at the end of the day, but in theory, oh, research is done. Beautiful. Let's finish that. Let's start working on Q1 2010. Yeah, we should be able to get 2008 systems, no problem. That should be fine. Nerdosoft Echo 2 no longer has anyone to sell to. You know what? That's fine. I think I'm okay with that. I think we can kind of let Nerdosoft Echo just go a little bit. Don't think it's necessarily the end of the world if that one isn't, you know, selling like crazy. Now, what I will do is have a look at these contracts. So this recommends designers and artists. It's game assets. So we're just going to give this to the game devs. Lead designer on this can be Bella, because that seems fair enough. Development teams, game devs as well. And let's take the audio team off of this. Source control is source control. We'll accept it. Logistics application, game assets, we'll do the same thing. Accept it. Let's just see if we can make those super top priorities. And yeah, they're going to be done in basically no time at all, which is kind of perfect. So we'll get them both into development there and there. We don't need to go too crazy with these. So we'll kind of let them go a little bit. I think the teams might be in a meeting right now. And that's probably enough about their no bugs to fix, finish, outstanding, and my reputation has increased just a little bit. We now have 2 and a bit stars, which is great. So that's basically something we're going to have to stay on top of. We also have Private Stabby Face going into active development now as well, which is amazing news. And next month we have Pixel 5 going out the door. So I think what we're going to do is a few more contracts and try and build that business reputation ever so slightly. We can actually have a little bit of a look here. We have game assets. We'll give that to the game devs. Logistics applications. I don't know. The OS team can probably work on that one to be fair with them. That's probably not the worst thing in the world to give to the OS team. I don't know who's going to lead it, so you can do it, which is totally fine. So we'll accept that one. Embedded systems. You know what? I'm just going to give those all to the OS team. That seems fine. I think we can make that work. That's 4 contracts. We want all of those to be top priority for the OS team. And I'm going to do the bare minimum to try and get them to be decent quality, but well, we'll see how it ends up going. I'm hoping that I haven't overdone it. And by the looks of it, I definitely haven't. So that's nice. That's going really, really well. Develop so that those can kind of get done a little bit quicker. These guys I'm not super worried about. We'll get them in development. We can promote, which is fine. We'll finish that one, which was outstanding, which is great. So that's a bit more reputation up there. Finish this one for a bit more reputation as well. These are taking a bit more time though, because there are artists needed for these tasks, specifically 2D audio and 3D. So let me get 2D, 3D, and audio working on this. Let me get 2D, 3D, and audio working on this. That one's now good to go, I would assume. It is outstanding as well. We're almost at 3 stars. And then we can finish this one tomorrow, which is completely fine. We also just sent out Pixel 5. So let's take a look at how that did. It is only great. I don't like that. I do not like that at all. That's really, really worrying. Echo is doing pretty well. FrameOS is doing pretty well. This, let's order some copies. Let's start printing as well. We'll do a maximum of 100,000 and see how it goes. I don't love that we've had, I mean, they're not flops, they're making money, but they're really not making as much as I'd like. But we might be about to become $1 billion company. Ooh, that was close. That was very, very close. How did it do? 2 million? Okay. That's respectable is what I'm going to say on that. I would like more, but it's respectable enough. I think we can deal with a nice cozy little 2 million off of that one in profits. Hopefully that'll continue to grow and be a good thing. Let's promote you and finish it. It is outstanding quality. We are now a 3-star company in terms of business reputation, which is great. I can keep working on that, which is great. I think we're in a good place. I do. We've managed to clear out the orange building, which I love. Because again, we can put more teams in there. We have this space as well. So if I wanted more systems research, I could do that. Or if I wanted to research something else, I could do that as well, which I might do. I mean, if we look into research, a hardware, for example, that could be huge. I mean, there's not hardware releasing all the time, but researching just hardware in general and seeing what we can do with it, especially as we move forward into the age where there's going to be more and more phones and consoles, we might want to look into that. Same with networking, maybe 2D, 3D. I don't know. I think systems is definitely the one you want to go for, though, because everything uses systems. Absolutely everything uses it. So, wow, these guys want the Pixel IP. Interesting. How much money has Pixel? So they're offering me what? $8.7 million for Pixel. We just released Pixel 5. It did 2.6 last month alone. Pixel 4 did 14 million in its lifetime, which actually isn't great. Pixel 3 did 77 million in its lifetime. Pixel 2 did 23. And if we look into the archive, Pixel did 14. So safe to say the answer on that one's going to be no. We're not going to be giving them the Pixel IP right there. And profits-wise, Space Command 3 still comfortably up at the top there, which I love. I love that Space Command is kind of taking that spot. Nerdosoft Echo 2 is doing all right. Stabby Face. Actually really pleased that Sergeant Stabby Face 2 got up there as well. That's good. Sergeant Stabby Face, the original, wasn't great, but the sequel, it's the Halo 2 to the Halo 1, basically. We've had the Halo comparisons before, so it makes sense that we have more of them. Let's take some more print jobs. This one's actually slightly worrying me, which I don't love. We're going to just reject that offer. And let me see here. So let me bring the priority of this one down a little bit. Bring this one down and bring this one down just to make sure that this actually gets dealt with. We are printing enough. We have a decent amount in storage. We need to do 800,000 by December, which I'm really hoping we do. I'm hoping we have enough couriers to actually make this happen, because if we don't, I might lose a little bit of my business reputation. But you know what? I think that's going to do us for today. I think we're in a really good place. We have project management designing Echo 5 for January 2011, which is a little bit of a ways away, but that's fine. Pixel 6 is in design for November 2010. Voxel 4 is aiming for August 2010. And the update guys are, well, they're doing what they can do. We should probably throw FrameOS 2 in there. And you know what? Pixel 4 is going to go into that mix as well. In fact, you know what? I kind of want to put Voxel 2. I kind of want to put everything in here. I don't know if I need to do that, but I kind of do. I think we're going to just put that little mix of software in there and see how that goes. That's a lot of porting jobs to get done, but that's fine. It's a lot of updates as well, but it's worth doing, I think. We still have some porting tasks going on down here. We'll make some of those a slightly higher priority just to try and get them done nice and quickly. We have development going on for a bunch of stuff. Nexus 3 as well, now going into beta. We'll just let that sit there until 2009. But I'm happy with where we are. We just crossed the $1 billion mark as a company, having built the warehouse as well. In fact, we just turned, how much? 29 million? Where did that come from? So Pixel 5, 3 million. Nerdosoft Echo 4, 11 million. FrameOS 4.9. That's good. That's really good. Voxel 3, up to 3.6. It's a little bit better. Pixel 4, a little bit disappointing that it only did 14 million, but I don't think I'm going to complain. Nerdosoft, with its new warehouse, is now a $1 billion company, and we haven't even started the process. We haven't even started the process of making hardware. I think that's going to be my goal. Nerdosoft is going to enter the hardware manufacturing industry by 2010. So maybe not the next episode, but the one after that. We're going to sit down and we're going to decide. In fact, let me know in the comments. Do we want to do a phone first, or do we want to do a console first? It's going to be one or the other. We're not going to do both right at the same time, but we definitely have the room in the warehouse to start building out a little console or phone manufacturing space. So let me know down below which one you would like to see us go for first, and we'll see what it happens to be. Either way, thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.